All right. Hello, everybody. It is 19 September, which is a Saturday. I've been gone for a very long time, but I'm just trying to get my laptop situated here. All right. There's been a lot of problems with trying to do the live thing, but I don't even know how many people are going to show up or if any, because Aaron, what's up? It's been a while. It has been a very long time. Uh, you know, I'm working on a video where I'm summarizing my last 5 years. I think I did visit your channel, Aaron, for a little bit. Are you saving $1,000 each month because of? Are you E1? Did you come in E1? Or are you E3 now? Saving $1,000 each month. What's the current Navy pay? Came in as E2, but now you're E3. Navy pay chart. I came in as E1, right? Getting paid $1,400 each month. I still remember when I was in A school. And let's see, 2020 active duty pay chart before taxes. E3, it's less than 2, should get $2,000 each month, which is huge. So probably like minus 25% overcompensating for taxes. But I'm in the Army, but I want to say that I appreciate you, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for sticking around such a long time. EDD, watched you before enlisting 4 years ago. Now I'm a BM2 thanks to you. What you do, keep it up, shipmate. BM2. That's actually pretty crazy because I think from what I understand, at least BMs, it's pretty hard to get to second class, even in a 4-year span. Because I think the advancement rate's pretty low for BMs, right? It's not that high. What should we do with this tax deferral money? What tax deferral money? Investment earnings? Just keep investing. Just invest for the long period. Invest in like high big companies for a long period and try to hold it for 10 years. At least that's the approach. It's the approach that I'm taking. Little bit of luck, lots of hard work. I agree. It sucks because it's all luck as to where you get stationed and where you end up. I was talking to somebody on Instagram today who picked up LS. It's like, any tips? I was like, depends on where you end up. If you get lucky, you get what you want. If you're not that lucky, you get completely opposite of what you want. Why did you choose the Navy? I chose the Navy because my brother was in the Army National Guards and my cousin was in the Air Force. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I chose the Navy. And you know what? It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Aaron, where are you stationed at right now? For those of you who are wondering that my short command, I am in the good old Maryland. Fort Drum. Where's that at? Fort Drum. Oh, New York. Yeah, that's actually pretty legit. If you get to get stationed in New York your first time around, that's like a dream for a lot of people in the Navy, because I don't think you could really get stationed in New York. The closest place you can get stationed is like Connecticut for New Yorkers. I'm on the USS New York, which is a sub. We spent most of my time at sea, 3 deployments, a lot of training, fleet week for life. How much do you put into your TSP or blended? Oh, LPD. I've only been on 1 deployment. Which is pretty sad to say. Been in for 5 years. Yeah, but that's the unfortunate luck that I drew. You know, I came in. My aircraft carrier was in a shipyard, and it was in the yards for 2 years. Got out of the yards. Did workups for a year and a half. Went on deployment, 10-month deployment, 295 days, and then changed home port from Virginia to Cali, and that was just my unfortunate luck. Only got to go to 3 countries within my deployment: Palma, Spain, which is amazing, and the next 2 was Duke of Oman and Bahrain, which actually sucked, because it's not really much of anything in Duke of Oman, at least. But how many countries did you get to go to? From Mayport to Norfolk. Aaron, I actually killed my TSP back in April. If I did continue to stick with my TSP, I would have kept with my life cycle 20. I had the life cycle 2050 fund. The life cycle 2060 should be out. That's what I would have stuck with. But back then, when the stock market crashed or was crashing, I killed it so I can have a higher level of cash, because I've been investing since April 2017, and I've been able to do a lot better with my money than TSP's been able to. So I decided to kill it. Aaron BTV. Let's look at your YouTube channel. Aaron BTV. 5K subscribers. It's amazing. 1.1K views. You're actually doing really well. Nice, man. So you're posting a video, it looks like once a week, or twice a week, once every, something like that. Promoted in the Navy or Army, which was a month ago. Keep holding my stocks for too long. That's my problem. It depends on what stocks you're holding. I mean, if you're holding like one of those volatile stocks where if you're holding a volatile stock where it fluctuates, up and down like insane, that will be a problem. But if you hold like a good one, do I invest in options? No. I actually didn't do any studying in options. I only hold 6 positions: Facebook, Disney, Bank of America, Uber, Chewy, Skyworks Solutions. Yeah, those are the 6 that I hold. Facebook I've held for 2 years now. My cost basis is 175. What stocks app do you use? Cup of Mojo. Cup of Mojo. I recognize your name somewhere. I use Merrill Lynch. I don't use like Robinhood and stuff because my bank, Bank of America, is connected with Merrill Lynch. And so I enrolled in like July of like 2017. So Robinhood was a thing, but really wasn't a thing back then. Yeah. But I'm fine with using Merrill Lynch. But no, I don't invest in options. I have to study up on it, but I only buy and sell individual stocks. But yeah, Aaron, you're actually killing it, man. Oh, you have a minimum 5-minute video. Other videos are like 10 minutes long. But it looks legit. A lot better than me with my thumbnails. My thumbnails suck. Look into Plug. It's pretty good. Young company. Let's look at it right now. Plug stock. Electrical equipment manufacturing company. 5 billion market cap. See, it's stuff like this that I generally stay away from. I like to play it safe for the long term. I mean, if I do have a company like this, like Plug, I mean, I might just have it for like a spec for a year. But normally, I don't like to hold small names. I like to hold big names. Cameron, are you still in the Navy? Yes, I am. I am now doing my short command for 3 more years in Maryland. So for 5 years, I was from Virginia to Cali with the Lincoln, and now 3 years in Patuxent River. Trying to stay consistent and motivated with YouTube is a struggle, man. You know, I completely understand because that's, you know, I haven't been posting for the longest time because when I was in Cali, right, the whole coronavirus hit, and all the facilities shut down, right? And I'm living on the ship. I'm not living out in town somewhere. So literally, I used to just sit outside the Liberty Center on the cement just to use some Wi-Fi, and like the internet was just crappy. And yeah, I just lost the motivation once the whole thing hit. But now that I'm in my short command, I'm trying to think about like different ideas or like something like a show, some type of show where I can provide some value in terms of somewhat of my specialty, which is like finances and stuff, military finance. But we'll see how I want to play it out. Aaron, what's the topic for your channel? Dental specialist, huh? At least you got a pretty cool MOS. I've never actually heard of dental specialist. Do you plan on doing 20 years? Currently, Cameron, no. I would just plan to do this time, and then I'm done. My 3 more years in my short command. Mr. John Robinson, thank you for your service. I love the USA, and young men like you give me hope for the future of our country. Keep up the good work. Mr. Robinson, thank you for the $10. You didn't have to, but I really do appreciate it. And yeah, there is, you know, I don't really know what to say, but you know, I did thoroughly enjoy my time in the military, in the Navy, and I have such a pride for what I accomplished and what I did, and such a humbling experience. And you know, I go a little bit more in depth in the video that I'm about to post here soon. Not today. I don't think I still have to create a thumbnail, but it's a video where I summarize my last 5 years in the Navy. And, you know, all the success, I definitely can say all the success that I've been able to obtain so far in my life and being able to turn around my life. For those of you who haven't seen my how the Navy changed my life, LS2 Kim reenlistment video, you know, in that video, I talk about where I came from, which was graduated high school, failed my business, wasn't doing well academically, joined the Navy, and then kind of that was like the point where I turned my life around, because it was so hard that it gave me a lot of, it helped me to broaden my perspective and really taught me like what hard work was. But thank you, Mr. Robinson. And you've been with me for a long time. I definitely recognize your picture, the little red eye. Dental tech, but got assigned to a field unit. So I get to do cool Army stuff and dental office stuff. I try to show that with my channel, but you definitely inspired me. You know, Aaron, you're inspiring me to step up my YouTube game. You should make a video on what to do as a new member of the military. I'll write it down. What not to do as a new member. You know, I can't really say what people should do and shouldn't do, though, because everybody has their own little thing, you know, what they want to do. What's some advice for people currently in the military, Cameron? My biggest thing is, above anything else, it's just keep your money, man. If you've seen a lot of my videos like Aaron has, you know, my biggest thing is save $1,000 minimum each month. And then while you save, you know, pursue some type of passion. You know, for example, me came in E1, making $1,400, saved $1,000 each month, learned how to invest, started a YouTube channel, and that's the 3 things that I focused on: saving money, YouTube channel, and my military career. And you know, 5 years later, you know, now I have 130,000, I think, $130,000 from $200 when I came in. And I'm an E5 now. In about 2 years, I'll take my E6 exam. So hopefully I can get out as an E6. But you definitely want to save money and pursue some type of passion, because what you don't want to end up, where you don't want to end up is, 5 years later, or however long your contract is, 4, 5, or 6 years later, you have to re-up or, re-enlist because you don't have any money and you have a lot of bills. Because my biggest, I guess, philosophy or saying that I've kind of developed over time is, when you have more money, you have more options. Not a lot of money, not a lot of options, right? Money gives you power to choose the path that you want to take. And you just have to be responsible with money, like especially now with the whole situation with the world, everybody's having a hard time. Like, you have to be smarter than ever before with your money. Yeah. Because if you're not smart with your money, somebody's going to outsmart you and take your money. That's the biggest thing. Like, one thing that I've realized, because I'm investing in all these different companies, like, like I have Facebook and Uber and all that kind of stuff. Like, all these companies, they're trying to take your money, Like, for example, Apple or Samsung, every year they come out with the new phone that's the price is a little bit higher than last year, or even right now with Sony and Microsoft, they're coming out with Xbox and PlayStation, right? They're trying to take your money by creating products like, that's a little bit more expensive. Like, in the future, it's going to be crazy when Xbox is $1,000, and people are going to be like, oh, remember when Xbox used to be like $200? Now it's $500, and in the future it's going to be $1,000, and you can't be surprised by that. But yeah, my biggest thing is save money, learn to invest. At the same time, have some type of passion that you want to pursue where you're making some type of money. YouTube's the easiest thing. It's free, right? You don't want to, like, I know so many people who do network marketing, like the multi-level marketing thing. Like, that's something you want to completely stay away from, because you have to spend money to make money. Like, you have to buy products, and it just gets complicated. You don't want to do that. Do something that's free, like YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever it is that you want to do. Yo, Ethan. Hey, man. I just left Air Force Basic, AF Basic is what I'm going to assume. My graduation happiness was short-lived because I found out my girlfriend of 2 years cheated on me. I'm taking it as a blessing in disguise and only have life to look forward to. Aaron, I'm sorry for what happened to you, but if she cheated on you within that time, to me, in my opinion, it just wasn't meant to be. You'll find something better out there. What do you think about getting into real estate as a source of income? Aaron, when I was looking at houses in Maryland last year in 2019, when I got the orders to come here, I wanted to buy a house because a like 1,500 square footer new construction almost was going for like $250,000 or a little bit below $250,000. But now this area, at least, the private housing market within the year jumped up like 50, 60 grand. So for me, it doesn't make sense to be in real estate here. At the same time, I don't really know too much about real estate, and I really want to focus on one thing right now, which is, for my focus right now is like the stock market. So I've been learning and investing heavily in the stock market so I can master it within a 10-year time frame. And if I'm really gonna do real estate, it's probably like 10 years from now, 2030, once I really master stock market, and hopefully in 10 years I get to be, a net worth of 5 to 10 mil is kind of my goal. But yeah. Don't get too down on yourself, bro. You're just going to get into great things just because you're in the Air Force. Did you ever spend any time in the subs? Is the Navy secretive about the number of submarines in service? Are females allowed to work in subs? I have never spent any time in the subs. I've been around subs because when I was working in Newport News shipyard, when my ship was going through a refueling complex overhaul, there's like Marines. It is secretive, which is your next question, right? Is the Navy secretive about the number of submarines in service? I actually don't know if they're secretive. I believe so. But the level of security that they had, because that submarine, whatever submarine it was that was being repaired alongside my aircraft carrier, the Lincoln, within Newport News, they had like 10 to 20 Marines on watch like every single day around the whole facility where the submarine is being fixed and repaired. It was like closed off, like nobody could see it. But that's the closest I've ever gotten to a sub. But yeah, they're that secretive that, once the submarine left, all the Marines left, and we were just fending for ourselves in Newport News shipyard. But I mean, I'm sure we could freaking Google how many submarines are in the U.S. Navy. And you know what? Surprisingly, Wikipedia is sometimes very accurate. When I like randomly Google like Navy related stuff, it is accurate. Because there's a lot of like veterans who actively update these stuff for some reason. Let's see. Today's submarine force is capable, comprising 53 fast attack submarines, 14 ballistic missiles, and 4 guided missiles submarines, which is from public.navy.mil subfacts. And when was this posted? Doesn't have a date. So, let's see, 50, 67, 67, 71. I don't know if it's 71. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I watch financial education on YouTube religiously, so knowledgeable. Financial education as in Jeremy? If so, I do too. Isaiah Toldo. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Why do you think there's so much negativity around joining the military? One thing in terms of negativity, some people are just shy. Like some people are embarrassed of joining the military because, and honestly, I felt that way too. When I graduated high school, went to college, I was like, oh, you're going to join the military? Like you must be like not that good and you're just like a dropout type thing. There's so many negative, if you ever watch like Family Guy, like they make fun of the military all the time. Like if you ever see like Stewie and Brian like go on like military adventures, you just see that the army guys in there do like stupid stuff. So I think a lot of it is public perception of service members that create a negative view on them. I'm 19 and I've talked to several adults and most of them tell me not to join. I personally think, for me, right? My parents joined. My parents came from Korea to the U.S. 2001, along with me. So my parents are first generation. I grew up here because I came at 8, so I'm like a 1.5. The military is a very tough and challenging life. It is very tough and challenging, and in the big grand scheme of things, do you get paid a lot? No, but you get paid very comfortably. And let's say I have a child now, and 18 years later, my, let's say, son wants to join the Navy or some type of military. I would personally not advise my own son, because I'm making the sacrifice now to create such a good life for my kids, that I want, ideally, the lifestyle that I want to set up for my kids 18 years from now, when I have kids. It's something to do so much better. It's hard to articulate, actually. Sorry if I'm confusing you more, but no, it's just, to summarize it, it's just challenging. You just go through a lot of unnecessarily challenges and difficulties and negativities. And when you go into the military service and you come out, you're just never the same in terms of health. Sometimes, like, my health is never the same. When I was eating the food on the ship for 5 years, or 4 years really, like, my health is not the same. My body is not the same as it was 5 years ago. I definitely know, like, my hearing is definitely not going to be the same, because I was working in a construction zone, and like almost every day, like on the ship, for about 2 years, I used to smell paint fumes. So I definitely know I'm going to have some type of health problems later on because of my time in the military. So yeah, I don't know if I have to really think about your question, Isaiah, but joining the military was the best choice I've made so far. I completely agree. It was the best choice that I made. Helped me turn my life around. David, Yoon, my man. Yo, Ethan, what is the best way for a newbie to get into stocks? Pay for courses. Buy some type of course. Like, about a week ago, I enrolled in Jeremy's financial education, Financial Fortress. I had to cop off $5,000 for a basic package. You don't have to go that extreme. I've also enrolled in, like, Tai Lopez's $1,000 accelerator. I've enrolled in Investopedia's investing for stock market for beginners. Like, there's like 3 courses. It's like a bundle. Paid like $300 for that. But to get into the stock market, like, you have to, like, you don't want to be blindly buying stocks because people are buying stocks. You want to spend money, educate yourself. Like, for me, I learned through watching YouTube, free content on YouTube. I learned through reading books, and I didn't properly learn, right? I didn't properly learn how to invest. And I'm trying to learn how to properly invest now. But the best way for a newbie to get into stocks is just, you gotta learn. Like, you have to find somebody that's already in, like, if you have like $0 in the stock market, the first person you want to try to find is somebody who has like $10,000 in the stock market, and ask them, like, hey, can you teach me some stuff? And that person's going to know a thing or two, right? And then, you try to find somebody with $50,000 in the stock market, and then you learn from them, and then try to find a person with $100,000 in the stock market and try to learn from them. Speaking of that, though, if any of you do have Discord, right? I did create a Discord server. Let me try to get a link. And people can come and interact with me on my Discord, because I'm fairly active on my Discord. I'm going to post a link right there. No Brain Ghoul. Hi. Did you transfer duty stations and are you up for first class? James Brady. I did. I am in Maryland. Finally, the promised land, right? And I'll be up for first class in 2 years. I made E5 last year. I have to wait 3 years. So two more years. Benjamin Park. What's up? Ben, you've been, I remember your name, man, because you commented on one of my videos. I remember you. The one when I was in Hawaii. David Pang, how's your portfolio? My portfolio is doing pretty good. I have 6 positions: Facebook, Disney, Bank of America, Uber, Chewy, Skyworks Solutions. So that's 6, right? 6, 7? Yeah, something like that. I've been spending a lot of money recently because I just purchased a brand new car, 2020 Toyota RAV4. Put $5,000 down. And I'm spending a lot of money here and there just to try and like settle in my short command and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, Jeremy's Financial Fortress, I haven't been able to fully utilize it. Everything that it has to offer, because there's like, I don't want to, I guess I can say it. There's like the Discord, there's like the private educational videos that he has, and there's like one-on-one coaching, which I haven't utilized yet, because I don't want to talk to the millionaire coaches until I fully go through Jeremy's educational videos, the private educational videos that he has on Teachables, and kind of know what I'm talking about fully, and then go to those millionaire mentors that he has, and really get the most value out of them first, because I want to do that first before anything. Have you done option tradings before? Unsu Ken. No, I don't know anything about options. I just buy and sell individual stocks. Benjamin, hello. Geez, I don't know about paying for courses. I'm cheap so far. I've been teaching myself and profiting. Yeah, I mean, definitely you can. And, I've done that in the beginning. But the way I kind of look at it now is, when for me, like Jeremy's stuff right now, right? Jeremy's, like $5,000 is his basic package for his course. And so because I invested in that, I'm more heavily invested, and really I'm trying to scale up my portfolio through his private educational courses and his mentoring stuff. And, I've learned from reading, I used to buy different books, like Warren Buffett's books or Tony Robbins' books. And, it's like I spend $20 to $30 on Amazon per book. And depending on the book that I read, it'll teach me 1 or 2 things. And that 1 or 2 things that I learn, I implement in the stock market. And I get a return of like tenfold. I still remember Tony Robbins' book. I forgot what the name was, but it's on my Instagram. But that book alone, right now, that I spent like $20 on that book, and that book alone right now made me the one lesson that I took away made me easily $10,000 right now, because that's how I built up my Facebook position to where it is. So the way I look at buying and courses is like, if I spend a couple $100 on courses or $1,000 on courses, I'm going to be learning just as much or paying attention just as much and trying to benefit and increase my net worth just like that. Isaiah, my reason for joining the military are these: chasing education. At least in the Navy, right? If you get very lucky and you get stationed in a command that's very chill, you will be able to chase education. But if you go on a ship like me, it's going to be very hard. Within the 5 years, you're looking at best, I would say an associate. If you can get an associate at a ship, on a ship command within 5 years, like you did absolute, fantastic, almost 10 out of 10 play. Some people get lucky and they go to a shore command their first 2 years and then a ship. And so maybe at that point you can get out with close to a bachelor's. But yeah, within 5 years, if you go to a sea command like me on a ship, associates is the best that you can hope for. Financial security, you can definitely get experience in the field I want. You will. Looking into IT, I feel like when I come out, I have money saved. Yeah, ideally, like I always preach, save $1,000 each month. And as you start ranking up, save like $1,500 and $2,000. Yeah. Ben, you're flooding my chat. But that's fine. Do you plan on staying for 20 years? Currently, I am not planning on staying for 20 years. Or plan on getting out after my second contract. Yeah, right now I'm planning on getting out after my second contract, which is my short command, so 3 more years, totaling 8 years of service. Isaiah, I can finish school with no student debt. Any VA disability ratings or going to because you plan? I probably will get some type of disability after I do get out in 3 more years, just because like my hearing has definitely gone down. Like I've taken every year you take like hearing test, and my hearing, and you get to see the results. My hearing has definitely gone down. My vision too, but that's not really Navy related. It's not really the Navy's fault for my vision going down though. Any plans for officer or staying enlisted side? If I do stay in for 20 years, Ben, I am interested in going officer, but 8 years as enlisted is fine by me. You stationed in Maryland, and where? I am stationed in Maryland, and I'm in the Patuxent River base. What are your life plans? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? 5 to 10 years from now, hopefully, back in Pennsylvania. In 5 years, back in Pennsylvania, going to school, collecting my GI Bill. That's going to be awesome, because I get like $2,000 each month on like housing money. At the same time, my school's paid for. So that's going to be great. And I get to, really focus on real estate then. 10 years from now, hopefully I can be, couple $1 million. How old are you right now? I am currently 27. What age do you want to get married? Trying to get married soon, actually, like maybe next year. So maybe 28, after this whole coronavirus thing goes down. How many kids do you want? I am not married yet. I went on the website. He said the course wasn't cheap, so I didn't go any further. Yeah, the course definitely isn't cheap. Like for me to have forked up $5,000, like, was huge, But Mayhem, like, take it slow, man. You don't have to jump in deep like that in the beginning. Take like small free courses out there, learn, and then, because like when you invest $5,000 into a course, like you really want to have like a certain level of knowledge built up to really like, grasp all the opportunities that Jeremy is actually bringing to the table. Because let's say like you don't really know what PE ratio, or you never really read 10K report, or you never entered any investor conference calls. When you go enroll in Jeremy's course, and you have these millionaire mentors, and I'm not trying to discourage you from doing it. If that's really what you want to do, you can. But the way I look at it is, when I go on a private one-on-one with these millionaire mentors, I want to know what I want to not look like a fool. I want to take advantage as much as I can of the time that I have with these millionaires. And I can't take advantage of it if I don't really know, if I don't have a strong foundation. So how much college credits do you have? I think I remember, I think I'm like 8 credits away from my associates. And then I have my joint service transcript from the military, so I'll have to convert that. But yeah, add that up together. I don't know how many that is. K. I am no longer on the ship. That is correct. What are some things I'll miss in the Navy? I'm joining the Army because I got my #1 job, physical therapy specialist. It's cool. I know I'll miss deployment. Ben, did you ever watch Aaron B TV on YouTube? If not, you should. He's in the Army. I'll know I'll miss deployments on the ship and travel. What else? You're not gonna miss that much, really. I mean, I don't know the Army life, but I mean, it all depends on where you go. Like, it's all the luck of the draw. If you get lucky in the Navy, you get to go to a ship that travels all over the world. If you get lucky in the Navy, you get to be stationed overseas. But if you get unlucky, you just get stationed stateside, or some people go to a crappy place and they never get to leave. I mean, you're not missing much. Every service is, in my opinion, it's all really the same. It's just different experiences here and there. I guess one thing that you'll miss is sea pay. When I was stationed on the ship, 3 years in, and then you achieve a certain rank, you get extra $500 each month. I don't know how that translates to in the Army, but yeah. Is it a good idea to get married before boot camp? I would personally say no. Don't rush any type of marriage. Experienced military, and take it slow with relationships, in my opinion, because a lot of people do get divorced. Like, there's some people in the military that's like 18 and divorced. It's like a show that they can create, like 18 and divorced. Some people, like one girl I knew, she got divorced twice within the same year because they get married and they try to collect that extra pay, which it's not worth the extra pay. People try to go for the short-term, like monetary thing that they lose on the big picture. You don't want to do that. You have an associate, it's missing bachelor's. Ben asked, weird question, can you watch inappropriate videos while you're in the military? And if you're caught, what happens? So you can. If you get caught, technically there's an instruction on the ship that you're not supposed to. But if you get caught, I mean, you get caught. I mean, nothing's really going to happen, really. Mr. John Robinson. Broad market index funds are the best options for long-term investing. At least in my opinion, they're not exciting, but always best active investment management. I know this one guy, he was a PS. He was a PS2. All he did was invest in index funds, and within 6 years, 6 years in the Navy, and I had a one-on-one and I just chatted with him. He was able to, his net worth within 6 years in the military, he came in with some money, but he was like $125,000. He should be like $160,000 close to right now, but that's all he would do is index funds. Do you recommend growth stocks or dividend ones? I personally do both. Right now, I'm leaning more towards growth, though, because growth, as in a company that I'm looking to now, is Chewy. and they're trying to grow. And I'm trying to invest in companies that's going to double my money, 2x, 3x my money within a couple of years. I'm not interested in dividends that's paying me, $20 every, or Bank of America is going to pay me what, $100 every 3 months. And Bank of America appreciates in stock value very slowly. So I'm not that interested. If I have like 10 million and I'm trying to retire, like sure, 80% of my money can go into dividends. But as of right now, I'm more focused on growth. Dividends definitely not bad. Like this week alone, actually, within the last 7 days, I collected probably about $40 in dividends. But it's not really much, man. Why did you reenlist if you plan on getting out? More money. Like there's no real additional benefits unless you didn't get. So good question. So within my 5 years, right, came in with $200. 5 years later, had $130,000. I wanted to settle down with my girlfriend. Right? My girlfriend's in Brazil, and she's going to come over, and we're going to, live together and settle down. And I wanted to be financially stable, like kind of taper it off. And hopefully within my 3 years, right, I could settle down with my girlfriend. I have a very stable job. I didn't know how the job market was going to be. Sure, I could have used my GI Bill. And lucky that I did stay in because, the whole pandemic hit and a lot of people are having a hard time getting jobs. But my plan is the Navy pay in the beginning, it sucks, but where I am now, it's very fair. And for the amount of work that I do in my short command, it's amazing. And so I plan to get out with a minimum of 250,000 to $500,000 is my goal within 3 years. And so that was kind of my plan. DJ, you have a crazy name. What is your best video to start learning about investing? I didn't really talk about investing, and I don't plan to make a video talking about or trying to teach how to invest. I have, 3 years of experience, but, I'm not at a point where I'm comfortable with, teaching people because I want to thoroughly understand it first because I don't want to misguide you on something, there's like other YouTubers who, try to say like, hey, enroll in Robinhood and use my code. I personally don't agree with that because they're just setting you up, in my opinion, for failure because a lot of people watch those videos, enroll in Robinhood, put some money in it, and most likely in the long term, you're going to lose money because people who know what they're doing in the stock market, the money that you put in the stock market, right? If your account goes up, it's because somebody else lost money, right? If your account goes down, that money just doesn't disappear. It just went to somebody else. The wealth transferred, right? If you don't know what you're doing in the stock market in the long run, I personally believe you're going to lose money. And so I don't have a video where I talk about investing. That's why I recommend, you learn how to invest, not from me, not from anybody that's, just not from any non-credible people, in my opinion. Like just try to join some type of course, some type of group, learn from somebody, like a person, like sit down with them and try to learn. Somebody who has, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, try to find these people and try to learn from them. As long as you can learn 1 or 2 things every interaction you have, just do that for a couple of years and you'll be pretty stable on when you can invest. Signed up as enlisted in the Navy, AECF. What's AECF? I know what AE is, aviation electrician. I don't know what a CF is. Shipping out next month. I want to learn more about investing so I can use my money wisely. Definitely YouTube is your best friend. I'm still taking the Investopedia course. You get a military discount on your Investopedia course when you enroll and you purchase stuff. They're pretty okay from my experience so far. It's just very dry. You know, I don't know a very good investing. I've read a lot of books and kind of taught myself, but I don't really recommend that because I don't really have a good fundamental understanding. But yeah, I guess the best thing I could say is try to purchase some type of course. What college? What's your dream job? What do you want to be in the end? You don't need college for real estate. You do need, maybe it's different from state, but you do need accredited college hours or accredited college credits, taken courses. Maybe not college, but some type of credited hours of educational and real estate for the state that you're in, to get your permit, and then from permit to your license. Get married for BAH? Yeah, some people get married for the extra housing money that they get. I already have half on my computer science degree done, so I want to focus on personal development. Personal development, definitely. I do recommend for personal development, you watch some Jim Rohn. Jimrohn. Any advice on getting married in the military? The cons is divorce cost. Is that about it? The divorce cost, cons, divorce cost, yeah. And also, I mean, you're breaking your vow, you know, before whatever religion you believe in, you said you're going to do for life. But when you break your vow, it's not good. Becoming a millionaire isn't that hard, bro. It's not. It just takes a lot of work, consistency over time. It can be intimidating. Do you still trade? I don't trade, but I invest in stocks. I'm shipping out November 23rd, 60 days from now. Any tips or advice? Save money, learn how to invest, or, you know, pursue some type of passion on the side, whether it's YouTube or, you know, whatever you're interested in. If you're interested in cars, right? Fixing up cars, learn and do that and make videos and try to make money on whatever your passion is. Or if you're a gamer, you know, start a Twitch channel and make money on the side that way. Marriage in the military, any advice? Take it slow. Don't rush it. What college do you want to go to? What do you want to study? Probably when I go back to Pennsylvania, get a business degree. As of right now, I want to go more towards a certified financial planner route. And then later on, convert my YouTube channel into a certified financial planning, like financial advice type of channel. Have you met any Army dudes at what Navy bases? I've met a couple of Army guys, never really interacted with them. Met a couple of Korean Army people, but yeah, all the places you've been in. I've had a very not that exciting military career, so I can't really. I've only been to 3 countries with the Navy: Spain, Kingdom of Bahrain, and Duke of Oman, and that was my deployment. That was absolutely terrible. But on my own personal travels, I went to Korea, Brazil, and Disney World. Advanced Electronics Computer Fields, AECF, FCs and ETs. Huh. Luke, what job will you do when you leave the military? When I leave the military, if everything goes ideal according to plan, let's say I have, at a minimum $250,000 3 years from now, I'll be going to school using my GI Bill, and I'll be buying a house then, and if I can pursue you and create some type of website and make money that way. And I'll ideally be working for myself. If not for, I'll be working for somebody that I want to try to emulate their success. So for example, going back to Jeremy from financial education stuff, if I, do achieve certain level of success, then, maybe I want to learn from Jeremy and I want to work for him. And if I can provide value that way, I wouldn't mind working for him. If I do work for anybody else, it's because they have a certain level of success that I want to copy on my own. If you're married, when would you go? When would you leave home and get off work, spend time with your family? It all depends on your command, man. It all depends on where you go. Like if you draw the short end of the stick, like you could go into work at 7 and leave at 6 p.m. and then you have like 2-3 hours to spend time with your family, and then you fall asleep, and you repeat that 5-6 days a week. So it's all on luck. I'm sure that's going to be the same for when you're on your time in the Army too. It's all going to be luck as to how much time you can spend on whatever it is that you want to try to accomplish. What's your work schedule like Monday through Friday? So when I was on deployment last year, right, my work schedule was like every day I used to work 14 hours, 6 days a week. And then on Sunday, I worked half a shift, so 7 hours. So, obviously that's rough because that's about like 100 hours a week. Right now, my short command, like, less than 40. Right now, like this upcoming week, thanks to the whole coronavirus thing, the hours are even more reduced. So I'm working less than like 25 hours a week. So I have a lot of free time, and that's one of the reasons why I did one thing that I was hoping for when I got to my short command. Like when I was in my C command, like bare minimum 50 hours a week up to like 80 hours a week was like a normal week. Now at that I'm in my short command, this upcoming week I'm going to be working less than 25 hours. And I was able to get to $100,000 working 80 hours a week. And, imagine what I could do and really, really study on what I need to study on and try to, 2-3x my net worth within my time in my short command because I have so much time. What did you wish you did in the Navy? One thing that I do regret, when you're in the Navy, you get to compete for awards in what's called Sailor of the Year. One regret that I do have is not winning Sailor of the Year for my ship, because I have so much pride in my career. I loved what I did. I did go away with 2 Navy Achievement Medals, which is huge. Most people get 1 within their first term. I got 2. I have so much pride in my career that I wanted to win Sailor of the Year, but it just never worked out. If I'm married, how often will I be able to see my wife? It all depends on if you can integrate your work with your life. Some people like completely separate their work and their life. Some people integrate their work and their life. Prime example, let's say I work 40 hours a week. And after I take my uniform off, I don't want to do anything with the Navy, right? I go work in the morning, come back in the afternoons, and I don't want to do anything with the Navy, right? I don't want anybody to call me. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want anybody bothering me. Like some people just separate it, right? But some people integrate it, right? within a work day, like for lunch, they'll go out, meet with their wife real quick, eat lunch, and then they'll come back to work. Or whenever there's some type of event, let's say on a Saturday, everybody's going out on a community service. Like you bring your wife in, and then you integrate that life, that military life. Then you spend more time with your wife. Some people just don't like to do that. They just completely separate, and that's what they want to do. But yeah. So going back to your question, it all depends on how well you can integrate your life with your work. Is it realistic to rank up to E5 in 2 years if I join as E3? Yeah. Some people, so this is the best case scenario, Kai. You come in E3 for, let's say, logistics specialists, right? Example, you come in E3, you do boot camp for 2 months, A school for 2 months, right? And within A school, as long as you get the AAP, Advanced Academic Performance, I think is what it stands for. Basically, you're number 1 in your class. When you get to your command, right, within like 6 months, you're going to be automatically promoted to E4, right? So within less than a year, you're E4. And I don't know, I think the next cycle or maybe a year after that, you can take your E5 exam. And no, yeah. The next cycle, you can take your E5 exam right after you pick up AAP, and you get automatically promoted to E4. Coming out of A school, you go to your command, get promoted to E4. Next cycle, you can take your E5 exam. If you're academically smart and you can study and you do all that, like you could be E5 in a year if you're very lucky. If everything goes well for you. Yeah, I've seen somebody do it within like a year and a half. And I've seen somebody be E6 within 5 years. So definitely possible. A little bit difficult to execute, but it's definitely possible. Best overseas bases. Most people like to go to Japan or Italy. I mean, I wouldn't know because I've never been in any of those places. Are you a recruiter? I am not a recruiter. Why shore duty usually requires less working hours? Kai, it depends on the shore duty that you go to. Like the shore duty I chose, I knew like this job that I chose was going to be easy, so that's why I chose it. Some shore duties are a lot harder. Like recruiters, they work insane hours. Like RDCs, when you go to boot camp, like they work insane hours. That's their shore command but they do that to further their career. Like if I chose to be a recruit division commander, RDC, and go to boot camp, like I would be automatically promoted to E6, and it's going to look that much better for my career in the long run compared to where I am right now. It's super slow. There's not a lot of work. But this short command, it's more for personal time, right? And so I chose my personal life over my Navy career. That's the choice that I made. And so even if I do stay in, let's say I re-enlist for another 6 years to go to a ship, like because I did this short command in Maryland where it's super slow, there's not much going on, and it's very low demanding, slow paced environment, it hurts my overall career compared to as if I went to like a recruit division command or recruiting, that would have furthered my career. But yeah. Do you know Bella Porch? No, I don't know who that is. What will my wife do if I'm in the military? Whatever your wife wants to do on her free time. I'll be going to work, and what are some things she can do? She can either work or go to school. How much leave should you take if you plan on traveling overseas? So this, I do have a lot of experience with that because I went to Korea once and Brazil 2 times, which is overseas leave, which is a very complicated process. I gotta drink some water. Gatorade. And so I'm going to be wrapping up this live session soon. Thank you, everybody coming. I'm going to answer the last few questions that Ben has. And if you are just joining me or if you've been here, if you have any final comments or questions, leave it now. Because once I get to the bottom, I'm going to be closing it out. So how much leave should you be taking? Depends on how much you spend, man. Like to go to Brazil, like it's like $1,000. So every time I went, I spent at least 2 weeks, so 14 days. Like when I went to Korea, 2016, used my own personal leave. I spent like 24 days of leave, and you only get 2.5 leave days a year. So, yeah. Kai, thanks for coming out. Thanks for making it. Married, pros and cons. Married, if you marry the right person, it's good to build a relationship. And being in the military, it's definitely hard. So you really have a strong foundation if you guys can last. Cons is because it's so hard, not a lot of people are able to withstand the stress of the military life. So that's why I say, like, don't get married too early. Just be in a relationship. So for example, for me and my girlfriend, right, we've been together for like 3 years, and it's been a long distance. Like she lives in Brazil, I live in the States, and then soon we're going to be living together. Because it's been so long, like our pros is we have a very strong relationship because we've been together and we've dealt with so much stress. Me being in the military and having this difficult life. And so if you're married and you don't have a lot, you don't go through that hardship and difficulty, and you get married super early, the cons is like, if you get deployed and you're gone for 8 months to 9 months to a year, the relationship might not last. That's what I've seen a lot, unfortunately. And some people just get in and out of marriages just like relationships for some reason. Like I know, like I said, somebody who was 18 and married twice, they just go in and out of relationships, and they're just 18 and divorced twice. And that's not where you want to be. Have you seen anybody in the Navy get UCMJ or SHARP? I don't know what SHARP is, but UCMJ, almost always for crazy stuff. What happened? For example, right now on the ship, right, the USS Abraham Lincoln, with the whole coronavirus, everybody's supposed to wear a mask, right? And so some people have been, UCMJ because they haven't been wearing a mask. And so that's pretty tough. Like the most outlandish UCMJ is somebody got caught like masturbating on a camera on the ship while they were supposed to work. It's like the most off the wall. Some other UCMJs are, obviously like drinking under the influence, drinking under the age, breaking some type of law, or going AWOL, like, they're supposed to come to work, but they don't come to work and they just go missing for like a couple days. So yeah. If my wife makes $100,000 a year, is it even worth joining the military because I only make $35,000 in the military? Why not? More money. Isn't it expensive when you get married? No, you can make it as cheap as you want or as inexpensive as you want. What is life like being married in the military? I don't know. I've only seen it from other people. For some people, like their marriages don't last, unfortunately, because of the stress of the military. For some people, it just strengthens it, but for some people, it doesn't last. But I want to know because I can't speak from personal experience because I'm not married. Well, all right, everybody, all 9 people. Thanks for coming out, making it. I don't know exactly when I'm going to do my next live video. As I understand, if you are not technically AWOL until 3 days missing first. Yeah, I don't know the exact instruction, but yeah. If I have a kid, my wife would be housewife. No, you can have your kid like have a babysitter or put him in childcare. The military has such a good system where some bases have childcare on the base, so that's good. Oh, Uncle. Hello. Hopefully I can make it up there sometime. I don't know when. Yeah, nice to see you. I really want to go up there, but I can't because I can't leave. I have a 50-mile radius restriction. And if I take leave and go up there, I have to quarantine for 14 days, but I have to use my leave as my quarantine days. So I'll be, it's crazy. But yeah, Uncle, I don't know when I can go up there, but when everything's clear, I'll be up there. I'll definitely visit. But all right, Uncle, everybody, thanks for coming out. It's all good just to see you. We are very proud. Thank you, Uncle. All right, everybody, thanks for coming out. It's been an hour and 16 minutes. Probably going to start wrapping up, heading for the day. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great Navy Day, guys. See ya.